It's day by day. Yeah.
Does this help, doing this?
It does. It does help. Because, his name lives on. So he's not forgotten.
He is Samantha Specht's 22-month-old son, Reese.
If you look around the house, he's everywhere. So he's still a part of our life, very much so. It's just that he's not physically here.
The toddler passed away in 2012. He drowned in a pond in the backyard of the family's Sound Beach home. A family friend was supposed to be watching him while Reese's dad, Rich, cleaned up around the house preparing for Superstorm Sandy.
It was quiet. And I asked him, I said, "Where's Reese?" And his words, they're the 6 words it kills me. He said, "I thought he was with you."
Rich pulled his son out of the pond and gave him CPR.
I tried everything I could. I mean, I told people if I could have ripped my heart out of my chest and given it to him, I would have. There was nothing I could do for him. I knew when I pulled him out that he was gone.
A few days later, a local landscaper stopped by with a question.
"What are you going to do with that pond?" Because he knew. And I said, I would like to have it filled in. I said, if I could do it myself, I would. Because to me, it represented both, like a literal hole in our world, and it was the figurative one too.
The landscaper did the work, but didn't charge the Spechts a dime. And the kindness continued. Samantha says it came from everywhere and everyone.
And we had people come and give us wood, gas for the generator while we were waiting for the power to come on, and food and all kinds of other things. Nobody would take anything back, and we felt bad. We kind of felt a little guilty in a way that there was no way that we could repay them. That was good enough.
So instead of paying them back, the Spechts decided to pay it forward.
It really hit me almost like in a dream. And I woke up and I had said to her, I said, "We're going to do something in his name, and we're just going to, we're going to have a way to remember him forever. And people are going to know his name."
They started the foundation Reespecht Life.
It's to promote kindness to others in the community, or just to your neighbor, or anybody who needs help.
The Spechts created a Pay It Forward card. On it, a picture of Reese dressed as Superman, the last picture Rich ever took of his son. They kicked off their Pay It Forward movement at a drive-thru one morning, paying for the car behind them, leaving the clerk a Reespecht Life card.
She had told us that, she's like, after you paid for the car behind you, and we went, it was about 7:30 in the morning. She said, after you paid for that car behind you, every car paid for the next car until the morning rush had stopped, until there was basically, the chain had broken because there was no more cars.
They started with a few thousand cards, creating a website and a Facebook page where people could order them.
5,000 cards, they went quickly, and now we're at over 70,000 that have been distributed literally worldwide.
But they didn't stop there. Samantha and Rich, who are both teachers, turned their tragedy into a learning experience.
So it can all start with you and your acts of kindness.
Fifth graders at the School for Language and Communication Development in Glen Cove listen as their teacher reads A Little Reespecht Cultivates Kindness, a book that Rich wrote about a young, kind farmer boy named Reese.
I went with the idea that, what we do is we're paying forward acts of kindness, and the idea is that your act of kindness inspires someone else to do something kind, and that's planting the seed of kindness.
Because when we cultivate something, we help it to grow. So this little boy is going to help kindness grow.
It follows Reese as he does this one act. He helps Kaylee when her bike breaks down, and he fixes it and he goes on his way. And what he doesn't realize is that he had started that chain.
Kaylee knew that she could help Gavin, just as little Reespecht had helped her.
Special ed teacher Jacqueline Sino says the book makes it easy for children to understand their message of paying it forward without the sad story behind it.
I think it's an important message, especially for our students, because our students struggle with communication, and so socialization is a key component of our program. So this is something that really helps them in a concrete way to understand how their interactions with each other can spread and can impact somebody.
You have been given a seed of kindness.
Each student got one of the cards at the end of the book, a different version of the Pay It Forward cards given to adults.
We call them the Seed of Kindness card. So these are little seeds, and it says you've been given the seed of kindness, and now it's up to you. Your kind act will help it grow, and you have to spread it.
I could have my brother do his homework and then say nice to my classmates.
I just feel good. and the other person feels good too.
Jacqueline bought the book after hearing about it at her own son's school.
To take something so terrible and turn it into something so amazing, I think it's beautiful.
I hope that it sparks an interest in people to do good, you know, to just genuinely do something nice for somebody else. Not to want anything back, there's no catches, there's just to bring joy to somebody else's life.
Just like Reese brought joy to their lives. And now, even though he's gone, the image of this little superhero is helping to make the world a kinder place.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see people start doing these positives, and then in the process, my son's name lives on, and through all these acts of kindness. And you know, that's what puts the smile on my face, is to know that, you know, he's a part of this world still, you know, at least in spirit. And you know, I can't describe that feeling, to know that, you know, that goal that we had is something that we're accomplishing.